I am not fucking kidding. I'm really not. Yes, we're gonna do 10 gens Tetris because we're playing obviously Tetris, and we are gonna play the very best version of Tetris that was ever made. I don't really care what your fucking opinion is. This is by a long shot the best Tetris ever made, and I don't really care what you have to say about it. And it was completely unlicensed, so I probably should have started the game. Completely unlicensed. Nintendo had it pulled, at least in the States. I don't know what happened over in Japan. I played the Japanese cart, and that's pretty much how I learned about this one. Way back in the day when I was a kid. But yeah, Nintendo had this one pulled because it was unlicensed and a whole bunch of stuff. And then they put out their shitty version, and I really hated it. This is the real music. Everyone remembers that dong 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 dong. But these are the actual songs that I am used to playing with. We'll just do Troika because Troika is the classic one. Not the shit that you see on the Game Boy, which is also Nintendo's version. Now, granted, Game Boy was huge for Tetris. But yeah, I don't know. Just for some reason, this is always gonna be my favorite version, and I have it. You know, everyone knows Tetris. Tetris is one of those games that won't stop coming out. Someone will always put a different spin on it, or at least for any platform I think that comes out, Tetris just shows up. Someone makes it. You have it on phones, you had it on the 360, I'm sure you had it on the PS3. I'm sure sooner or later there will be one on the PS4 as well as the Xbox. And what am I doing? I don't know. So you're probably wondering why I'm playing this. Part of it is I haven't played Tetris for a long time, and if I'm gonna play a Tetris, I'm gonna play this one. Because as I've said multiple times, this is the best version. I don't really care what you have to say. There's no argument. I'm not going to get into it with you. This is the best one. And see, I used to be really obsessive about getting Tetri, to the point where I would just build ridiculous towers. And always, and you'll see when I finish this when I finally clear enough lines to do complete this level, it gives you a tally of what you're doing. And I remember back in the day, it used to be nothing but Tetrises. Like, I would not get a single, a double, or a triple, or anything. But yes, and that leads me into the other reason of why I'm playing this is because one of the things that is the absolute worst thing in the world is to watch someone else play Tetris. I think Tetris is just one of those games that everybody has played. Everybody has their own style. Everyone has at some point obsessed over the game. I don't even know if there's even like kids today who grew up on newer games and that kind of stuff. Like, their first game was like friggin' Angry Birds or something. If they obsessed over Tetris the way my generation obsessed over Tetris, as well as the generation older than me, basically Tetris just set the world on fire. There has never been another game like it, and I honestly think there never will be. But the point being is that everyone has their own way of playing Tetris, and one of the most irritating things on the planet is to watch someone else play, because again, like, you have your own way of doing things, and of course some people really go for Tetrises, as I'm trying to do right now, and then some people, they only go for the bare minimum because they don't want to die, they want to play as long as they possibly can, and all sorts of things. And essentially you're watching someone else play Tetris, and you just have to criticize. You have to criticize every friggin' mistake that the guy makes. You want to take the controller and do whatever you want with it, and just be like, no, just give it to me, because everyone believes that they're a better Tetris player than everybody else. It just so happens to be that way. Except those psychotic guys. I don't know if you've ever looked up those videos, those guys that play like ridiculous speed Tetris. They're on like level 50 or 100, whatever, depending on the game, and like basically the block drops in a blink of an eye, and they are somehow able to get through the game. And what I really liked about this, yeah, like I'm just totally switching because they're still dancing, is that what I really like about this game is the stats that they give you. So on the left hand side it shows you what you scored, but on the right hand side it also shows you the frequency of the blocks, and that's always there, of course. But it's really cool, especially if you want to kind of play those odds. And I can't really recall another Tetris title that does this. And again, everyone has their take on it. I mean, not as playing everyone, you know, who plays, or everyone has played this game and they have their own way of doing it. But what I'm actually talking about is the developers as well. Like, I think it's just one of those things that at least every major developer that's around today must have put out some version of Tetris. I don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. Like, basically the big developers today, like Activision, Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, or EA Games now, I guess they don't call themselves Electronic Arts anymore. All those guys, I'm sure they have some version of Tetris on some platform somewhere. This is irritating. Oh, we're good. See? No, it's a triple! I don't even want to watch myself play. Is part of the thing. But yeah, that is really why I'm playing this. Not really. It was actually we started to get talking about Tetris, and I was like, yeah, the best version is this one, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I kind of agree, I kind of disagree, whatever. But I just had to dig this up and play it, and here we are. And why not talk about the game? And I can't remember the poor sucker's name that actually invented Tetris. But earlier I said, you know, like, this is a one-of-a-kind phenomenon in any medium, I think. And I'm gonna have to do this. In a similar light, I'm not gonna like what I'm doing here. Yeah, I know I'm pissing some people off. I'm pissing myself off. Don't worry. What was I saying? Yeah, in a similar fashion, the inventor of Tetris got royally screwed. Like, I'm not gonna go over that history. It's very well-known history, but if you are not familiar with Tetris and its history, you should look that up. Basically, I don't know, I think it's kind of fixed now, or at least in some way has been addressed. But the short story is, the guy invented Tetris, and he didn't get paid for it, and he didn't protect himself somehow. And basically everyone just went to town making their own version of Tetris, and he never saw a damn penny. Which is just the biggest royal screw job given the phenomenon that Tetris was, and its staying power. So I think, like, the stuff that comes out now, he does get his due, but in terms of the actual, like, ridiculous amounts of money that Tetris was making at the time this came out, I think he still never really saw a cent of it. And I mean, there are lots of interviews, lots of people asking him the same questions about that kind of stuff. And I remember reading it, and he's just like, yeah, you know what, that's just kind of the way it goes. I'm sure, like, inwardly he was probably really pissed off, and I don't know, I think he's still alive. What am I doing? But the point being is you know, what I liked, at least in terms of me reading what was published at the time, is he was just like, you know what, lesson learned. And man, I don't know, if it was me, I would be so furious. Like, I was even suggesting to one of my friends today, or, you know, just actually while I was playing this, because I started playing this long before I started recording. This is like my third or fourth time through. But I said, you know, kind of, it's a hard thought experiment, but it's a thought experiment nonetheless. Is imagine if Tetris was new today. Would it be the phenomenon it was, for one? And what makes it, and the other thing is, like, just what kind of ridiculous, like, assuming that it would be the exact same kind of phenomenon in terms of the accessibility and everyone being able to play this game. This isn't like something stupid like Angry Birds, which is, you know, a single, you know, you get bored of Angry Birds every once in a while. At least I do. But the point being is that, yes, you kind of get bored of Tetris, but you obsess over Tetris. Like, there's just something about it that takes over your mind. And in today's landscape, you know, given the mobile apps, the scene, AAA development, and all this kind of stuff, and imagine, like, if this were to be brand new today, just how different would it be? In terms of, you know, how it's handled, how it's marketed, all of that kind of stuff, and without the assumption that it would do the same kind of business as it did before, is what would it be? Because you got to remember, and this was my friend's point, like, that makes it a hard thought experiment is, you know, you can't deny. Oh, look, I got all 6 of them to come out this time. There's 2 lovely ladies at the top. So, women on top. Sorry. The question, or sorry, I was just gathering my thoughts there. The point he was making was, Tetris is one of the most influential games, if not the absolute most influential game of all time. In terms of, you know, it's one of those things is again, everyone's played it at some point. I'm getting really tired of these squares, and I'm just royally screwing myself now. So, now I totally forget what I was saying. It'll come back to me. No, it's not coming back to me. I've totally lost my train of thought because of those damn square pieces. Fuck you. But yeah, I guess I was talking about the way I play. Yes, sorry. Got it. The game being so influential is that so many games that we take for granted now, they wouldn't exist without Tetris's influence. It was his point. There are so many things that exist in the gaming landscape because everyone at some point has played Tetris, and there's no denying the power that like, first of all, there were a lot of Tetris clones when it came out, of course, and for crying out loud. More squares, stop it! Like, I remember columns being a really big one, and that was like Sega's answer. Oh shit. It's no good, man. I'm just really tired of these damn cubes or squares. The game knows. The game knows. But yeah, like, there's so many other games out there, and I can't even begin to name any of them because, you know, Tetris's impact can be so subtle as well in terms of what it does. Like, it's just, there's certain things that, you know, again, it's like you really have to think about what it has done and what things you can attribute to its existence, in terms of modern game design is how much of it stems from like you're not gonna look at a game that's developed today really, except in rare cases, that is gonna have a clear mark of Tetris. But I guarantee you that if you go back far enough, there is a mark of. Oh no! No! There is a mark of Tetris somewhere. So yeah, it's just one of those things. We got into discussing it, and it was just I really had to go and play it. And I'm usually a lot better at this game, but it's been a very long time. But that was the point. Really, honestly, the point is one, it was a chance to talk about one of the most influential games of all time. The other part is, of course, it is, I still maintain, it is one of the worst things ever on the planet to watch someone else play Tetris. So I really appreciate if you sat and watched the whole thing, because I swear, if I go and watch this now, I'm gonna want to punch myself in the cock. So thanks for joining me on this one. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.